Now, the Israeli parliament has passed a bill that imposes tougher conditions on Palestinian prisoners. Hamas members in Israeli jails are now denied benefits and certain conditions.
While Israel has promised to ease restrictions on Palestinians in the West Bank, the Knesset's Ministerial Committee passed a bill that would impose tougher conditions on thousands of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. The new bill is said to be targeting Hamas inmates with the aim of putting pressure on the movement to release the captured Israeli soldier, Gilad Shalit. According to the passed bill, Palestinian prisoners would be stripped of their right to family visits. They would also no longer be able to watch television and receive newspapers and books, and would lose the right to get university education in prison. Hamas and PA leaders as well as Arab members of the Knesset slammed the bill, saying it runs counter to the international law.
Israel is completely ignoring the international laws, particularly the Fourth Geneva Convention concerning the prisoners of war. The decision also contradicts Israel's promises to boost proximity talks by easing the restrictions in the West Bank.
The Geneva Convention on the Treatment of Prisoners, to which Israel is a signatory, stipulates that prisoners of war and political detainees are not to be withheld their right to family visits. However, Israel denies that Palestinian prisoners should be treated as prisoners of war. More than 7,500 Palestinians internationally recognized as war prisoners are still held in Israeli prisons. Human rights groups say conditions in Israeli jails were already very tight even before the recently passed bill.
This is an addition to a very serious situation where most of them are deprived from visits for 3 or 4 years already, where many of them are detained in solitary cells in isolation. It's a whole series of violations that cannot be accepted by any norm or by any law.
Shortly after Gilad Shalit's capture in 2006 by some members of resistance groups in a cross-border raid, Israel launched a detention operation targeting Hamas lawmakers in an attempt to pressure the movement to reveal the soldiers' whereabouts. Many of them remain in Israel's custody, something which has effectively made the Palestinian Legislative Council fail to reach a quorum. The German brokered prisoner swap deal between Israel and Hamas that could potentially secure the release of thousands of Palestinians in Israeli jails in exchange for Shalit remains at a standstill. In the meantime, prisoners have warned that they would escalate their strikes. Sari Al-Khalili, Press TV, Ramallah.